go ahead and use the quadratic formula to just do a simple quadratic formula without any fancy word problem behind it. I just want to show you how it works. Alright, to begin with, we have to make sure that we are in the quadratic formula format of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now, we're almost there. We have it equal to 0, and we do have the three parts. However, they're not written as addition. So I'm going to take a moment and go ahead and rewrite this as addition of the opposite. So I'll get 3x squared plus a negative 6x plus a negative 45 is equal to 0. Alright, now, if you take a look closely, you can find your A, your B is now negative 6, and your C is negative 4. So I'm going to write those off to the side here. A is equal to positive 3, B is equal to negative 6, and C is equal to negative 45. You really want to be careful that you write those down before you enter into the magical quadratic formula. Because if you get any of those signs misplaced, it's not going to work. Alright, let's go ahead and write our formula. X is going to be equal to, now let's see, I have to sing it, that's the only way I can remember. The opposite of b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Alright, now from this point it's just a matter of substituting in these three values every place we see them in the formula. So we will get x is then equal to the opposite of b, which is negative, oh no, b itself is negative 6. So the opposite of b would be positive 6. Got to be careful here. Plus or minus, which of course means we'll end up with two answers at the end most of the time. Now, we go ahead and we're going to write our radical. B squared, negative 6 times negative 6 would be, well, you know what, let's just put it in like this. Negative 6 squared minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is negative 45. And that's all going to be divided by 2 times a, which is 3. All right, at this point we have a little formula that's got quite a hefty key sequence on it if we were to put it all in the calculator at the same time. So I do not recommend doing that. I would take this a piece at a time and very, very carefully work it. Alright, so let's just continue here. X would then be equal to 6 plus or minus the square root of, well, let's see what we've got here. Negative 6 squared, negative 6 times negative 6 is 36, minus 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 times negative 45 is negative 540. Negative 540. Now that all is then being divided by 6. Alright, it's getting simpler. Now, let's take it down a bit further. Let's figure out what's underneath this radical. To subtract a negative 540 from a positive 36, we will have to add the opposite. So we're going to add a positive 540. And so we'll get 6 plus or minus the square root of 576 all over 6. Alrighty, now, if you take your calculators at this point and go ahead, you can see that the square root of 576 is 24. So the situation now is going to look like this. I'm going to take the 6 plus the square root of 576 which of course is 24, so 6 plus 24 over 6 is one of my two answers. Or x might be equal to 6 minus 24 over 6. Alrighty, so let's find out what these two x's are. 6 plus 24 is 30. 30 divided by 6 is positive 5. Over here, 6 minus 24, or plus a negative 24, is negative 18. And negative 18 divided by positive 6 is negative 3. So in this particular case, we ended up with two answers to this particular quadratic.